Today I'm going to talk about grapevine cold hardiness and how we can improve cold hardiness. So this is overview of my presentation. I'm going to start with a brief introduction about the vinefera and about cold hardiness, and then I will dive into the winter physiology. I will start with dormancy and then cold hardiness and how what's factor influencing the level of cold hardiness and how we can improve winter cold hardiness. So I'm going to talk about vinefera only today. Vinefera is coming from my region, actually, northwest of Iran, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia, somewhere between Caspian and the Black Sea, and then spread the rest of the world. And that time they didn't have name, so European people, they breed and improve those variety, and nowadays we are calling those variety vinefera variety European variety. So why is cold hardiness important? As Jeff mentioned, winter getting mild, and and how cold hardness could be a concern. This is so true, but winter at the same time, they're not predictable and they're not stable like past. And we are producing vinefera in parallel 45, and every year Michigan is pushing this boundary up to the north. And yeah, and this industry, I mean, grape industry's value is 3.6 billion, and winter injury could cause $7.5 billion annual loss just because of the cold injury. So yeah, this is dormancy. Dormancy is an adaptation mechanism, and there's a time frame between harvest and bud break. And let's imagine this is end of growing season. And as soon as grapevine recognize the length of the days decreasing and days become shorter and the temperatures dropping, she start acclimation. So in order to acclimate herself for winter, she shut down photosynthesis in temperature 50 degree and reduce all the metabolomics activity and transfer non-structural carbohydrate to starch and reserve it in roots and trunks. So as we go further in the winter and temperature become lower, grapevine reach to ecodormancy. Eco means environment. So she can respond to environment. If you go out and cut some wood and keep it in a warm place, they will grow because they are not fully dormant, although it looks like super dormant. And this is an example. This is fall 2020, I believe. Yes, the fall 2020. So we had warm days after harvest time, and after that we had secondary growth. This secondary growth has a detrimental effect on cold hardiness and reduce, it has lots of negative impact. Yep. As we go further in the winter and temperature drop more, and grapevines start acclimate more and reach to endodormancy. Endo means inside. So something inside the plant prevents growth. And if you go out and take some wood and keep it in a warm place, they won't grow at all because they are in deep dormancy and something inside the plants preventing growth. And a grapevine is, people, they are thinking this time of the year, nothing happening in the vineyard, but it's not true, because grapevine can respond to environment, can increase some hormones, transfer sugar, not transfer, convert starch to sugar to increase the sap concentration, increase the hardiness, so it can respond to environment. And also grapevine has a biological clock. She can count number of hour temperature is below 45. And most of the variety, they reach to their chilling hours fulfillment after 800 hours. So this time is something between endodormancy and ecodormancy, because grapevine can respond to environment, but usually that time of the year is cold, so nothing happened in the vineyard. And if we go further and temperature rise, we will reach to ecodormancy again. So she's ready to respond to environment. And if you can see sign of just bud swallow, and this clock start to reach to alarm time. So, and after that, we will see some growth. So, and the soil temperature is very important that time, this time of the year. You know, if temperature reach to 40 degree, root will start to send some hormones, some sugar to the buds and just wake them up. Hey, this is the time we need to start grow. So if you cover the soil, it can prevent, it can delay bud break, because the soil become shade, not become shade. If you cover the straw, it will delay a bud break. This is very critical time of the year, because we have lots of green tissue. They are baby, tiny, and fragile. So any frost can kill those just green tissues. So it's very important time. So this is a typical year, nice, cool fall, cold winter, and long enough, and also cool spring. So you can see the clock is ring and reached the alarm time in the right timing. Still we have frost damage risk, but it's not too much. But this is mild winter. This clock goes super fast, so we reach to growth and late winter. So we have a lot of frost damage risk. So the risk of the frost damage is greater. And this is colder winter. So sometimes winter they are cold and long. So the frost damage, excuse me, frost damage is not great. And this is not concern, but concern is the length of growing season, because we lost portion of the growing season because of the long winter. So let's talk about cold hardiness. In a nutshell, its ability, cold hardiness is ability to survive in cold winter. So, and yeah, as I mentioned, people think it's nothing happening in vineyard, but these are the genes that are active in that time of the year, in cold acclimation, maximum cold hardness, and deacclimation. Lots of metabolomics and genes that are active this time of the year to protect grapevine. So it's not dead wood. It's many things happen in the vineyard. So the cold hardiness has 3 phases: acclimation, this part, maximum cold hardiness, and deacclimation. This time of the year, grapevines start to dehydrate, and in order to increase the sap concentration, and lots of hormones start to produce, and some antifreeze components also. And grapevine recall all the sugars from leaves, other tissues, to the trunk and convert them to starch. This is maximum cold hardiness. So the concentration of the antifreeze component is highest this time of the year. And if we get some colder days, immediately grapevine can respond and transfer reserved starch to sugar to increase the cold hardiness. And the acclimation phase is opposite of acclimation, obviously, start to hydrate. And because of the chilling hours, most of the components that preventing growth degrade until this time. So it's ready to grow. And grapevine start to produce these two hormones and send it to buds to wake them up. So let's talk about the factors. So I will start with wood maturity. This is something most of the people, they are not thinking about wood maturity. We obviously more mature and lignified woods, they are more cold hardy. And I ran this test a few years ago, and I find a positive correlation between age of the wood and the level of cold hardiness. As you see here, this portion of this shoot is greenish yellow, and here is more brown. So it's more mature wood, less mature wood, and a great indicator is growing degree. This is what I'm trying to add to existing models to have to increase preciseness and accuracy of the existing cold hardiness models. So other factors is climate change. Climate change is not directly impacting cold hardiness, but let me show you this graph. So Paulo and I, we shared this graph multiple times. As you see here, the red dots is southwest growing degree. There's some trend here is increasing, but it still is very unpredictable. We are not sure this year we are going to accumulate 1,500 growing degree or 3,000 growing degree. This is the source of variability in wood maturity. This is Napa Valley, as you see here. They can predict 500, 200 less or more, but it still is predictable. Yeah, the frequency of the polar vortex increasing due to climate change. It used to be 10, 15 years, but nowadays it's more frequently happening as every 4 or 5 years. And I want to just highlight this. Polar vortex is happening every year, but not in surface of the Earth, as in 5 to 9 miles above surface. And mild winter can disrupt this pattern. As you see here, in mild winter, temperature can go up and disrupt the polar vortex, and then cold air can drop to the surface and move to the south and cause lots of issue in agriculture. So if you need more info, I put QR code. You are welcome to scan them. Yeah, other factors, environment, as I mentioned, short growing season. In Northwest, we have 170 days above 50. Super short, and everything has to be done in a timely manner. We don't have room for any mistake. We have to be precise and accurate. And in Southwest, we have 190 days growing degree. And in Northwest, this is average of 20 years. I pull out from MSU Environweather. So we accumulate 2,300 on average every year growing degree day. Last year was 2,300 something growing degree day. And in Southwest, they accumulate 200 more. Good for them. So other factors, the soil, again, is not directly impacting cold hardiness, but nutrition. And again, this is another factor to have more mature and healthy food. So nutrition, and also since it's sandy soil, drought stress is another concern. So like last year fall, it was very drought for after harvest for a long time. I wrote this article. It's available now. You can scan this QR code to read the entire article about the post-harvest vineyard care. I recommended to have irrigation because after harvest also demand is very low. Grapevine, they are not demanding too much water. But if the soil dried and tip of the shoot, not shoot, roots, which is the most active part of the roots dry, next year grapevine has to repair this problem and then start to grow. So you will see uneven bud break in your vineyard based on the level of the drought. So if some place you have very dry and level of the drought stress high, you will see late bud break on that area. So another factor is the other kind of stress during growing season, like pests and other diseases, and also overcropping, undercropping, and late harvest. This is the source of carbohydrate, but if you have diseases, so this leaf is not able to produce 100%, not 100%, it's not active 100% to produce enough carbohydrate, and other diseases too. And late harvest also has, this is actually my vineyard here, and I couldn't harvest actually. So late harvest also has a bad effect on level of maximum cold hardness during winter. So the last one obviously is genetics. Genetics of the grapevine has another key role. So that's why we can see Riesling is more hardy than Merlot. So this is because of their genetics. And rootstock also has another key role to increase or reduce the level of the hardiness. This is super interesting graph. As you see here, this is the level of hardiness. He's cold tender, so super cold hardy. And this is the early bud break and late bud break. As you see here, for example, here, this is Forge as one of the most hardy variety. And here is the super, super early variety. So when the grapevine is more hardy, they start their bud break is earlier. So although they are hardy, but they are on risk of frost damage. So thank you very much for bearing with me with my voice, and this is my contact info. You can find all my publication here in my website. Okay, thank you very much.